the Ethereum chart had a death cross, right? Had a death cross on the 30th of August, right? So, just at the coming to the end of last month, it actually had a death cross. And that's kind of worrying because after a death cross, we usually see significant lows. The previous death cross we had, if we zoom out and we go here, for example, where is it? Let's find the previous death cross that we had, which was down here, right? So this was the previous death cross on January, right? Sunday, it was January, Sunday or Monday anyway. It was January 2022, we had a death cross. Now, that death cross took us down, I think approximately, if I'm correct, give me a second. Let's give you a measuring tool from the death cross. So let's just go from here, which was this particular candle here. So if we just take the bottom of that candle, so I'm not even looking at the top of that candle, I'm looking at the bottom of that candle. After the death cross, we had a drawdown, and our drawdown took us approximately, according to this, is about 59%, but it was actually about 70%, right? So it's saying about 60%. It was about 70% we had a drawdown. So I'm not expecting anything as crazy, as we are currently in another cycle. So we are currently inside a cycle. So I wouldn't really concern ourselves too much, but I could see a probability of us having a drawdown anything up to around this level here, which is another 30%, right? So we could see a 30%. Now, a lot of people may be thinking, well, if it dumps, what do we do? Well, to prepare for it, to prepare for what's about to happen, I wouldn't be buying anything right now. I want to see the market giving me signs that we want to go back up. So for example, if this blue line that you see here on the moving average, which is the 50 moving average, if that starts to move up again, right, then I'm like, okay, market's going to be bullish. We're not going to see those drawdowns. However, if it continues to go down and this kind of the cross that you can see widens a little bit, right, then I'm going to be waiting for cheap Ethereum. And this is another opportunity. The market is giving us an opportunity to pick up some cheap Ethereum. Now, you guys know very well that I don't normally talk too much about Ethereum. I talk a lot more about BTC. So why not, right? So this is what I'm expecting. So let's just keep that in mind. And let's move over to BTC USD. I'm going to look for the index chart here. And what you're seeing here is we are also coming towards a cross. So we're moving towards a cross. Now, did we have a cross before? Yes, we did. And the last cross we had was approximately on the similar kind of a time, which was Sunday, January, well, approximately. It was, anyway, it was in January 2022. So we did follow through. So the last time we had a death cross in Ethereum, we actually had the BTC death cross before the Ethereum one, and then the Ethereum one later. And then you can see here that where we are now, we've had the death cross on Ethereum first, and we're about to have it on BTC. Now, if you remember a few weeks back, I think it was a few weeks back, if not a month back, I mentioned that, guys, keep an eye on Ethereum, because yes, the market's doing what it needs to do. Most people are focused on all the big coins. Most people are focused on all the big pumps and the big dumps, the volatility, right? That's what everyone's focusing on. But most people are not looking at Ethereum. And I said, look, Ethereum is at a critical point right now. If Ethereum collapses, then we've got a problem, because it could literally drag the market down. You may have heard me say this. Ethereum can bring the market down. So this is what I'm seeing. If Ethereum does have a major crash, it could drag BTC down as well. And if BTC is dragged down, then yeah, we can probably go back to the 20K. You can see this 19,500 level. We could potentially go back to there. However, if you do look at this kind of this line that I put there, this green line that I put there, right? This particular green line here, where is it? This green line here. It's not accurate because it was drawn, I mean, for God knows how long ago. I think it was drawn about a year and a half ago. We were down here somewhere when I drew this, right? So this was a long time ago when we drew this pattern, and you can see how this pattern played out. And you can see we're literally honoring that line. Yes, we might be off a little bit. What I mean by that, so we came as low as this, but it's kind of honoring this. Now, as long as we honor this, and if we do dip down here, we could easily potentially come back up again. If not, then we might come down to 20 and then move up. So I am looking at this and I'm thinking, guys, do you know what you need to do right now? And this is not a financial advice, none of that business. Okay, you do you, I do me. I'm going to now just stand back, right? I'm going to get out of the market completely, right? I'm going to stand back. And when I mean completely, I'm not talking about any coins that I've bought below 20k or anything, you know, we've recently purchased, which was at a discount. I'm not talking about any of those. Whatever we've done, right? If there are coins that I think that, okay, I'm bleeding out, or I've already bled out like 90%, I'm not even bothered about that. What's another 10% going to do? Nothing. I'm not going to really recover my funds. So I'm not really fussed about those ones. And I'm not giving you any financial advice, right? But I'm just going to be waiting to see what the market wants to do. Right now, a 5% here, 10% here doesn't really make much of a difference, because I'm looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that I could potentially, right? I could potentially pick up at a lovely little discount. Say if I was to go from here to draw down up to, say for this line, that's another 10%. That's giving me a 23k. Okay, that's giving me a lovely 23k, and that keeps us on the upward momentum. So we're seeing a higher low technically, right? Because as you can see on a longer time frame, it is giving us a higher low. So I'm quite good with that. The worst case scenario, I'm looking at 20k. That's giving me a lovely little discount there, 24%, right? So if Ethereum does 30%, I don't see any reason why Bitcoin can't do, you know, 25, 30%. So that all kind of aligns with what I'm looking at right now and what I'm seeing. So because of that, I would rather wait for this and see where it takes me. And of course, take advantage of the big discounts that are coming. And when I'm talking about big discounts, I'm also talking about altcoins as well. So there may be a whole bunch of shit coins out there that, you know, we've bought, say, for $1,000 back in the days, and now it's worth about $10, right? And that has happened to the portfolio. A lot of coins, you know, have scammed out or have had issues and whatnot. So now, if it's $1,000 worth of coin gone down to $10, for example, and it's happened, then all I'm going to do is probably top up $10, but around the market bottom, like not the market bottom, but around this particular cycle bottom. Because remember, we have cycles within cycles. So this is currently a daily cycle I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the weekly stuff, because weekly stuff is completely different, right? So that's what I'm, you know, I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that, look, we have, you know, this current situation where we've had a death cross, and on the Ethereum, right, might not be anything, right? You know, every time we don't have to repeat history, but just looking at it, I'm not expecting 70%, as I said, but I do see a lovely little 20-30%. If we can get 20-30% on Ethereum, that's not a bad deal, because that takes us, you know, to a good buy zone. And when I'm talking about buy zone, I mean, let's just do, give me a second. Let's just do this. The level I'm looking at. So for me, the level I'm currently looking at from today, just to say, let's go here. That's about 15%. That's giving us a $1,300 Ethereum, which is like in pound wise, like close to £1,000. That's not a bad deal. And of course, if we drop even further, then we can easily pick it up for £600-700, or $600 actually. So just be cautious. That's the only thing I want to say. Just be cautious. Remember, guys, please, please, please don't fall for the hypes. You know, just keep your mind clear. Like last few weeks, apart from I think a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, I can't remember what day it is, but I did publish a video. After that video, I haven't really done anything. I've just been watching Netflix, and then when I ran out of movies on Netflix, believe me, I ran out of stuff on Netflix. And then I started on Disney Plus. I was like, right, I'm going to go and do some Star Wars all over again. Why? Because I want to keep my mind away from crypto. I don't need it. We already know what the market's going to do. Now we're waiting for the market to do what it needs to do. And that's when we start getting back in again, right? So all the negativity, all the positivity, whatever we have in the market, which literally translates to volatility, we are not interested right now. We can see on the chart what the market wants to do, and we want to follow through with that. And we want to say, right, if that's what you want to do, then okay, we accept it, right? We accept it, and we'll be waiting for you. That's all we're saying. So patience is going to be very rewarding. I think what a lot of people need to understand is, I do feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for myself, right? On some of these coins that we've bought, massively hyped and pumped. But you know what, each season as we go through, we see these massive lovely projects. Like for example, Luna was a brilliant project until we realized the founders were a bunch of scammers, and until we realized that we had massive manipulation from Media and FTX, right? So here you go, there's a project that we thought was fantastic, but you know, under the cover it was completely something else, right? We didn't realize what that was. And it wasn't just us. If you think about it, Coinbase Ventures invested into it, Binance Ventures, they invested into it. So they didn't just make fools out of normal public members, right? They actually made fools out of massive corporations and companies, right, who are experts in the field. So you've got to think about it. It wasn't just us. So those are the kind of things happen. Unfortunately, we are still new. This is still the wild, wild west. So you know, you've got to take stuff with a pinch of salt, and obviously be very, very cautious. Not everybody's determined to launch a project and make sure that project doesn't hurt anybody. I can guarantee you, not everybody's there. Most people, in fact 99.99% that I probably can think of, right, want to launch coins so they can make money off you and they can exit. Right, that's the reality. You know, not everybody's thinking about, you know, how do we get these, how do we make a project successful, how do we make sure that people don't get shafted, how do we do this? Not everybody's thinking about that. Okay, the main thing is what's the founders doing to protect people. But anyway, other than that, there's a lot of bad news in the market, as you can see, you know, and it's all part of the game. So I'm not too concerned about any of the news or anything I hear, like Vitalik Buterin dumping Maker, whatnot. No, I'm not interested. None of that is interesting, right? What's interesting is, where is the market right now? What has the market done? And when's the market gonna, you know, give me an opportunity to pick up? And that's what I see. I see an opportunity coming. It's not here yet, but I see an opportunity coming to us, and I want to make the most of this opportunity. And I hope you all do too. And I hope you'll recover some profits. And of course, if you do pick up some cheap Ethereum or cheap BTC, whatever you want to buy, right? So I always say to people, if you can't afford BTC, buy some Ethereum, right? If you can pick up some cheap Ethereum and you make some profit, you double your money, take your profit. Remember, always take your profit. You are investing money into something. You should always take profit, because if you don't take profit and exit, then it's just been a complete waste of money. That's all I can say. Complete waste of money. Other than that, guys, I hope the video was informative. I'm sorry my voice sounds really shit today because, as I said, I'm still ill. I'm not well. And I hope to get well soon and probably publish something better at some stage. Other than that, adios, my amigos.